There is another bitter blow for millions of families struggling with the cost of living crisis. The energy price cap is to rise again in April by 6.4% for households in England, Scotland and Wales. It is almost certain to further increase the numbers in energy debt, which currently stand at 7 million people. Our consumer editor Chris Choi reports from Coventry, which has one of the highest levels of fuel poverty in the UK.
Shut our door to make sure we're keeping whatever heat we have in here.
For millions afraid of high energy bills like this mum in Coventry, every night it's already a case of piling on layers, and now comes a price hike hat-trick, the third increase in a row.
Keep saying it's a cap, but it isn't really. It's a cap for a few short months and then they up it again. Everything's going up, energy's going up. People around this community are going to suffer. They're going to have to make harder decisions that we shouldn't have to in this day and age.
From April the 1st, average annual energy bills will rise from £1,738 to £1,849, a higher than expected annual rise of 6.4%, typically £111 more a year. It makes an average bill £572 higher now than before the Ukraine war.
What we're seeing is prices being driven up by the international wholesale price of gas, which is where we're still predominantly getting our energy from.
How worried are you about debt levels? £3.8 billion, higher than they've ever been. It shows that people are struggling. Many people won't be able to afford these rises.
So our plans are to try and target people who are genuinely struggling with those debts and repaying them, and to try and help them out of that debt situation. And that might be through a debt matching scheme where the consumer pays £1 and the supplier will pay £1 towards that debt to bring it down. It might mean in cases writing off debt for people.
Back in Coventry, at this community centre, there's only one topic today.
Everything's going up. It's everything. Your food, electric, gas, just goes up and up.
If you can't sustain that heat within a home, it then starts to break down or start to fall apart.
You've been a bit unwell, so you couldn't get out for 2 years. That must have really affected energy bills.
My gas bill has doubled because I couldn't get out.
And this one is basically your day-to-day tips on...
Tonight, energy advisors say there are around 30 fixed-rate deals to help switchers beat the incoming price cap.
Well, if you're on a standard variable rate with your utility supplier now, we can carry out price comparisons for you and give you the recommended advice.
It's cold comfort for customers that improving peace prospects in Ukraine could lower energy prices this summer. But before then, 22 million customers must bear the brunt of cold and these higher costs. Chris Choi, ITV News in Coventry.
And our political correspondent Shihab Khan is in Westminster for us. Shihab, the government has said, hasn't it, that energy bills should fall by 2030. How achievable is that going to look now?
Well, it is a tough landscape at the moment, especially with what we've seen with the price cap. But the plan at the moment is to try and shift our energy production here to the United Kingdom. The government wants Great British Energy, where we produce clean energy in the United Kingdom. And they would argue what we've seen with the price cap going up is exactly why we need something like this, because there is a reliance on not only fossil fuels, but international markets. And it means when foreign nations make decisions like Russia invading Ukraine, it's our bills that end up going up. And today, the Energy Secretary has been talking about why things need to change.
We're acting to bring down bills for everyone with our mission for clean, homegrown power that we control. Because the only way we can have the energy security the British people deserve is by getting off fossil fuels that are controlled by petrostates and dictators.
But the issue with producing clean energy in the UK is that it is a long-term project. It takes a lot of time, and it's not going to help those who in the short term are going to be struggling because bills have gone up. That's why the government's looking at a number of proposals. They are taking consultations to, for one, to increase the warm home discount, which at the moment gives you £150 off for those who are the most vulnerable. They want to potentially see the eligibility increased so that more people can get that discount. On top of that, there are also proposals to look at an energy debt relief scheme to help those people who have fallen behind on their energy bills. But with the price cap going up and winter approaching soon, pressure is going to mount on the government to act quickly.